Hello everybody, I'm Captain Heda and welcome to the Journal, a collection of videos where we will be discussing my progress through Mythgard. We're gonna be covering topics such as gameplay analysis, strategy breakdowns, and how to improve as a player. With that in mind, let's get into it. Alright guys, so the first topic I want to talk about is ranked anxiety. This one is a very common occurrence to everybody that plays online competitive games. Sometimes you have that feeling of like you don't want to be playing the ranked matches, so you get super anxious, your hands start to cramp up, sometimes you sweat a lot, adrenaline is pumping, and you're becoming like pretty self-aware of your own mistakes. Every single mistake that you make is something that you keep thinking about it, and it becomes this vicious cycle of like you talking about the mistake in your head, making more mistakes because now you're distracted about making the mistake. So you start getting tilted and frustrated and angry, and then you start losing one match and two matches and three matches, and you're not having a great day. So this is one of the topics that I do want to talk about, because especially right now that we just started into a new season, pretty much, if you want to call it like that. The open beta just hit, we already have a champion, and we have a lot of people in Mithril trying to get to champion as well, and everybody that is below is, getting into that rush. But because of that, a lot of people start feeling the pressure of the ranked matches on top of them. Am I getting good? Why am I losing so many matches? Or is my deck not performing the way that I want it to perform? And all these questions are going through your mind. We're gonna begin from the very start to trying to define what will be the ranked anxiety. It's an anxious mental state that occurs frequently in competitive online games. The anxiety is going to affect the way that you think, making you more susceptible to mistakes, given the irrational fear of losing the match and the negative impact that losing would bring to you. What causes this anxiety? There are many aspects that can bring up the anxiety while playing. So you have losing streak, frequent mistakes, not being able to achieve the rank that you want to be right now. This state of mind actually can become super oppressive, that it prevents you from enjoying the game. It prevents you from queuing into matches and enjoying the game overall, because every match that you lose, it becomes frustrating. You start second guessing your actions, you don't trust your ideas. Now the idea of you using this card in this turn usually is a good idea, but right now you're not even sure if it's the right move for you. Everything that you're thinking right now it's wrong. You're overthinking, overanalyzing, you're putting a lot of pressure into you right now, so your reaction time is getting slower. One mistake can snowball into like this massive mistake, and now you're tilting, which is the other aspect of the ranked anxiety, because tilting is part of it. You start getting these super oppressive negative emotions happening at the moment. You're getting angry, you're getting mad, you're not thinking clearly. So how do we combat this problem? Now we have to begin understanding that you're not gonna get 100% win rate. It is not achievable, it is not possible, and if you get a high number, let's say a 75% right now, it's an inflated number. It's an artificial number because we have a lot of people, a lot of new players coming into the game, so you might end up going against a bronze player or an absolutely new account. If you have match as fast as possible, it might put you into a casual player as well. So it's an inflated number at the end of the day. It's an inflated number that right now is not going to be a realistic expectation that you should be getting out of going into ranked matches. Now the ideal percentage of win rate that you should be aiming for is around 60 to 66%. If you look like the super high skilled players, the professionals in certain other games, you will see that their win rate tends to float around this number. Some of them can go even higher. Those are the kind of people that ended up being into Hall of Famers or incredibly talented players, but it's quite rare. Like the number of those ones is minimal compared to the 60 to 66%. If you're getting that number right now, you're fine. You're going to be winning more matches than the ones that you're losing. That means that you're going to be climbing. If you're stuck at 50 to 55%, well, you're going to have win one, lose one, win one, lose two. So it's going to be a struggle for you. It's going to take you longer to achieve that rank, but even at that rate, it's still going to be possible. With this in mind, you also got to understand that the nature of the competitive games is that you will lose matches. It is completely normal, it's natural. Even lose streaks are natural. Sometimes just things are not following your way, because these kind of games, aside from relying on your skills and your control of the deck, the other player also has a lot of factors involved in the outcome of a match, and he could get super lucky. For example, he can have a fantastic hand, and if he has a fantastic hand above the ones that you've been getting right now, and in this game if you try to just react, you're gonna fall behind, and eventually you're gonna end up succumbing to the pressure and most likely losing the game. It is completely fine. Do not feel frustrated or angry. You know, if things like this are happening, just take a break. Step away from the game, go and watch TV show, go and listen to some music, have a walk, or maybe even just do not play matches, but just go into your history and start reviewing what card you could have played in that turn. Maybe there was a specific turn that changed the outcome of the game, so now you gotta be thinking, what if I didn't play this card this way, or what if I put this card in this lane instead of putting it into this lane, and maybe the whole outcome of the game would have changed. So going through your bots is actually a fantastic way, and thankfully the replay system in Mythgard is really good, so it allows you to just look back, reflect and analyze. The other thing you have to do is do not worry about your rank, honestly, because during your journey to actually that desired rank that you want to achieve, you're gonna end up facing a lot of promotions, a lot of demotions, a lot of win streaks, a lot of losing streaks. All of this is part of the process, and it's not going to be a reflection of your character or your ability to play the game, because it is completely natural. Do not feel bad if you're losing 20 matches in a row, because maybe tomorrow you're going to end up winning 25 matches in a row, and you're going to forget about those 20 matches that you lost. But with that in mind, don't expect that the 25 matches won in a row is going to become the norm. It's going to become just your default way of playing, because again, it's situational. But also watch replays and streams of high skilled players. Anybody that's sitting in Mithril, anybody that's sitting in Champion, they most likely will have a better understanding or a different understanding of the game that you have right now. So you're gonna see different ways that they're combining cards, different mechanics, different strategies. Maybe you see a combination or a way that you play a card that he plays them differently, but maybe that way is more efficient when it comes to, I don't know, dealing damage or mana efficiency. And then you start applying that into your playstyle and you suddenly see a noticeable improvement. Now, noticeable improvement in here is percentual. So it's gonna be even a 5% increase in your performance. It can be drastic. It can be a great change to your play style, so do not feel bad if you're just improving a little bit. The skill curve is so massive that you're gonna be continuously improving and finding new ways to play different cards and finding new combinations and archetypes and all of this. 5% improvement is massive in a card game. I think the other one that you should also be considering is pick a list and stick with it for a while. It doesn't have to be permanently, it doesn't have to be your whole ranking season. For example, pick a list and do maybe 20 to 25 games, so you will see how the deck plays out. You want to be able to understand the mechanics of your list. You want to be able to see the combinations, the way that you're going to be acting and reacting. You want to learn when to play a card, when to hold a card, because you know maybe he's playing a red deck and he has a Magmator, and you know that if you drop this card right now, you're not gonna get the full value out of using this card because maybe Magmator kills it. Things like this are gonna happen the more you play that list. Continue to play your deck, maybe again 20 to 25 matches. Maybe by the 25th match you're gonna see, okay, this card is not working out properly. I'm not getting a lot of value of this card. Maybe the combination of these two cards, I thought that they were pretty good at the beginning, but now they're not, so let's just switch it for something else. I might be able to, instead of bringing this enchantment, use a spell, and I'll get better results out of doing that. But stick with it for a while. You need to learn in and out your deck before you can actually make a decision of this deck is working, this deck is not working. Another thing is ask questions. Do not be afraid of feedback because it's gonna help you with your list. The community here in Mythgard is pretty open, it's pretty friendly, it's pretty welcoming. So if you have a question or you're doubting the way that your list is performing, I'm pretty sure that you're gonna be able to go to the Discord and there's gonna be a lot of people willing to help you, willing to give you valuable information that's gonna help you get a better list and be a better player in the future. And you know, the last thing is you have to enjoy the game. You have to have fun while you're playing. Play something that you enjoyed. If you see a combination that you think is fun, but maybe you feel like, oh, it wouldn't work in the meta, just try it. You have to have a couple days that, you know, it's just relaxing for you, because otherwise you're gonna start affecting your enjoyment of the game. So I hope this video helps you a little bit understanding the rank anxiety and how it can become a problem to your enjoyment and progress in the game if you just let it get loose. You have to control yourself, you have to control that anxiety, and then you will see fantastic results. So with that in mind, have a wonderful day and I'll see you soon.